Welcome to Introduction to Programming. We are currently on video number 5. Video number 5 is all about web and website. Everyone by now know what is a website, but probably if you would ask someone what's a website, you will get many definitions about the website. But there is a definition that is actually used in the IT industry. A website is a group of web pages which are connected together for the purpose of sharing information. And web is a group of websites um, connected together. Some of them, they might not be in a form of web pages, but it's a web. Just give you an example of how it will look. Created some nice examples here. So google.com is a website, facebook.com is a website, vimalsoft.com is a website, Trevor Dating is a website, tinder.com is a website, Twitter is a website, progress.com is a website, and also a website from a learning institution. It is also a website. You just edit this. I've got a lot of www. So, okay, I've done the same mistake here. So these are website, and these websites are hosted in servers. The servers, they are called web servers. A web server is a server, which is this, something like this, which is sitting somewhere, which has a public IP address. An IP address, I've shown you what's an IP address. A web server is a server that is used to serve web pages. So the purpose of the web server is to you as a developer, you will store the web pages, and those web pages will be served to the public or to whoever has access to that web server. So an HTML file itself cannot be served on its own. You can just go and open it from your machine. It's fine, you'll be able to view it, but not that someone somewhere can just access it. It has to be served somewhere, or you can put it in a share, which is not really a great thing to do, but normally web pages, you put them in a web server, and that web server you will serve the web pages to anyone who will try to access it. I'll show you an example of a web server, of how a web server looks. There are different kinds of web servers that you will find depending on your operating system that you're using. In mostly Windows, obviously in Windows you would have IIS, which is Internet Information Services. I'll show you what's a web server. How does IIS look? Is a web server. So this is a web server software which is used if one want to serve web pages. Just going to call off this a little bit for sensitive viewing. So by default, you will see that you will have a default website, and then you will have bindings. Bindings, they tell you that your web server is hosted on this server, and also it's actually listening on port 80. So you have a place where you can put the default page and all that. So what we're going to create a website. So we're just going to say my test. So let's just say my website. Then you need to tell it where to get the files. Then it's just by default, if you want to create a website, you will find a folder in inet, and then you've got the folder in www.root, and then inside www.root you can just create whatever you want to create. So my website. So that's where our website will be hosted. Just say okay, and then it says okay, it's fine. So it's complaining about the port. So basically you cannot have two websites having the same port. I'm just gonna take this port away from this guy. So you no longer own port 80, then you now own port 80. So I'm just going to restart this guy, start you, then it started now. Perfect, you've got that. Then we can create our applications here. So my application, or let's say my website. Okay. No, let's just say Tinder. Tinder. Now that I'm on Tinder. So we're gonna go to same place. It's gonna be C Drive, INetPub, www.root. Perfect. So and my website. So as you can see here, these are okay. Let's just go here. Let's change it. Make it here. Just gonna change it to that. Perfect. Now, if you try to browse the website, you'll see there won't be anything here. As you see, I'm actually doing this training because of this. We are going on lockdown, so you must be able to check where you are. Obviously, you see errors because nothing, we didn't put anything, didn't do directory browsing, but I'll show you how to do that. So basically, now we've got a place where we can just host the pages that we want to host. So basically, this software that you see here is actually built into Windows, and you'll find it in each and every machine that you see here, which is IIS. If a machine is not an IIS, it's a Linux machine, you'll find something like Apache, which is the same kind of software, which is a web server. The purpose is the same. So a web server, you normally find it in servers, and your normal desktop can have a web server, but that wouldn't be for production purposes. You can't find a web server inside a phone. So normally you find it inside the servers because the purpose is to serve. And these actually would have obviously public IP addresses which are exposed to the public, so that you'll be able to type your www using this, because this is just a DNS. Yeah, so this is a web, and then a website is just a group of web pages within one box which are connected together to share the pages. But now if we've got website, we call this a web. So that will be the difference between a website and a web. Now a website, obviously you know what it is. So I think for this video we should be fine, we should be covered, because I've explained the simple terms that you should know regarding the website and a web. So the next one, we'll talk about Windows applications and desktop applications or desktop applications. So you should know the difference between website and Windows applications. So websites, you use a browser, which is a software also which is written to access websites from these servers which I've shown you here. So use a browser. This is a browser. You've got different kind of browsers. You've got Internet Explorer. You can install all of them in one machine. You've got Internet Explorer. Internet Explorer, it's free. It comes with Windows. So this is your Internet Explorer. And then you've got Chrome. Chrome is owned by Microsoft. So Chrome is owned by Microsoft. I'm just going to disable something here because it will just, okay, just going to leave it like that. So you've got Chrome. This is Chrome. It's owned by Microsoft. So I'm just going to go down. So this is Chrome. This is owned by Microsoft. It has this icon. You probably find it in your Android phones. Sorry, it's owned by Google, not Microsoft. I'm sorry. And Internet Explorer is the one that is owned by Microsoft, created by Microsoft. It's actually in each and every operating system. So Microsoft created another browser, which is Microsoft Edge. Edge. So Microsoft Edge, Microsoft Edge. Microsoft Edge is also a browser, which you will mostly find this in your um, Windows 10 family of operating systems. So this is Microsoft Edge. A lot of people don't really like to use this. When something is new, people are just scared to just try something. But it's also a nice browser for specific purposes. But if you have a website using specific styles, you might have compatibility issues with this browser. And we also have another browser which is called Firefox. These are one of the first browsers that we once had, because this is an open source browser as well. I don't think there's a browser that you could actually buy. Most of these browsers are just offered for free. Um, this is Firefox. So it's just installing updates and all that. I rarely use Firefox. I mostly use Microsoft Chrome. What do you call? Why do I call it Microsoft Chrome? Google Chrome, which is this one. It is because of it's faster when you actually open it, and when you actually want to access things. So you also have other browsers that you would find in mostly also Android and also your Apple. You've got your Safari browser, which you find in iOS, and you would also find things like your um, Opera. You would find it also in Android phones. And these browsers, the purpose is only to serve to view the websites that have been served by the web servers, which we showed on the previous um, screen. So I think this will be enough for today. So we will wait for, I'll create another video in the coming days to explain those desktop and desktop or Windows applications, and then after that mobile applications, because I came across a lot of people calling website mobile apps. So we should be able to know the difference between the two. Then I'll move to programming languages, which I've touched here extensively. Um, I think maybe we can replace this with something else, but I think I've touched this. And then we'll go now to the real thing. We'll be now planning how to write our code if we were to write a code. Then I will tell you the common things that you will find in programming language in languages that you would actually choose from, and we can move on from there. So this will be your intro. This intro is free. You don't need to pay for it. So it's something that I will just upload on YouTube. And there's something more advanced to this, which I do, which is for mobile development. I also create videos for that, where I actually teach you how to create a mobile app from scratch until you deploy it, and how do you deploy it on Play Store, and things like that. How do you get data from the database, insert data from the database, things like that. But for now, I think this is enough.